Hi everybody, it's Scrapbook Superhero Kathy. Sorry I can't be with you all live this weekend, but as you're watching this, the family and I are off to a celebration for my husband's 71st birthday, and baseball may or may not be involved. So what I'm going to do is a very, very quick demo of something that I do all the time, and I'll show you something that I do with what I make, and then I'm going to challenge you to make and cut. So it's going to be a cut it up kind of challenge. So first thing I'm going to do just very, very quickly is wet this paper, and this paper is this Vicky Bouton mixed media white foundations mixed media art paper. It's the most wonderful stuff in the world, and Christina sent it to me as part of my superhero prize from January, I think. Okay, so that is damp. I'm going to sprinkle a little color burst on there. I've got purple and pink colors that I'm going to mix, and then you can kind of see it moving around. I love color burst. It's Ken Oliver's color burst. I'm using the colors fuchsia, wisteria, orchid, and peony, and they're from different. I think they sell them in individual bottles, but I've mostly bought mine in sets, and I forget which sets contain which things. So I'm going to, and obviously for tonight's purposes, I'm really not going to use this wet background, but I'll just kind of show you how quick you can do something that's that vivid. And I'll show you in a minute what I do with vividly colored things. So I'm going to put that aside. My next project is going to be something with water reactive inks. Let me get these over here. Those there, and the paper towels are even pretty in these kinds of projects. Okay, so I'm going to take some Distress Oxide in worn lipstick. I'm just going to rub it on the mat. I'll take kind of over in the same area, I'll use some Fired Brick, and I actually have the Distress inks in those same colors, so I'm going to kind of mix them around in there so you'll get some streaking. I'm going to add in a little bit of orange in the spiced marmalade. Why not? Let's do some fossilized amber. And most of these, I think, are from the first collection of Distress Oxides, maybe from the second. Let me just kind of add some of this Distress ink. Again, this is not the oxide, it's the ink. So I'm going to spray my paper. Look, I got a little I got a little of the color burst on it, but that's not going to hurt anything. I'm going to kind of go through and pick up some of these colors, kind of slide them around, pat them down. Now I could have sprayed either the paper or I could have sprayed the colors on the mat. In this case I sprayed the paper because this paper can stand up to it. Okay, so what we have here, let me get a little more there. I could mix up some colors, but I kind of think I like these orange colors. It came out a little bit more orangey than I thought it might, but again, I'll put this off to the side. Now, what I'm going to show you here, and we're almost done. I'm not going to keep you here long. This is a color burst where I used obviously quite a few more colors. And what I do every time I make a background like this, I scan it and then I can print it. And this is, full confession, this isn't an original, this is actually a print. And out of this, I use this heart punch from Paper Studio, which I think is a Hobby Lobby company. Probably the first punch I ever bought. I think it goes back to 2006. So I cut these 3 hearts, and I can see using those on a page. I can envision the page now. With my hubby's birthday coming up, I can see using some hearts on a page. This is one of the Impression Obsession dies that I absolutely love. It cuts the solid, kind of wonky looking heart in the center, and then I get these little detail cutouts there, and I love that. Even the pieces that come out, the weeds as they call them, the pieces that come out of the die are usable as layering pieces and accents on things. Here's a butterfly that I cut out, again with an Impression Obsession, and I use butterflies a lot on pages, especially about kids or then and now kind of stories that show the metamorphosis from the little goofy kid that once was to the gorgeous young lady that, and of course I'm talking about Katie. This is a little turtle, and I cut it intentionally out of the blue and green area because I plan to use this on a beachy type page. So that's what I did with that piece of background. This one I'm kind of showing you. This is a Distress Oxide page from the day I first brought my Distress Oxides home, and I've used this in many things, including my ScrappyKathy logo. So I just cut some banners out, and I can use these on pages. I've got the arrows here. I'm not going to punch that out, but I did some circles. Again, these are going to be great layering pieces, and I managed to pick up on this one. What I like about this is it's got some of the yellow, and then it goes to the blue and the purple, and I've got some of that watery, drippy looking stuff there. So again, you can just use your imagination on how you can layer these behind photos. So in the comments underneath this video, I'll have a page that I made with some of these things that you've seen here. Go forth and have a wonderful time with this challenge. Make a background any way you want to. Watercolors, gelatos, Distress Oxides, color bursts, or just a paintbrush across. Do whatever you like, and then cut it up. Don't use it as it is. Cut it up into shapes. Make tags out of it. Someone's bound to give you extra points for using tags in something. Make butterflies, cut hearts. Just have a wonderful time, and I'll see you next month. Sorry I couldn't make it for this month, but we just had a conflict. So enjoy.